Hi, I'm Bailey Mosher. This is your .mp4, Her Week in Health. They say time is money, and in this week's edition, we'll learn that couldn't be any more true for women looking to breastfeed long term. We'll also learn why women are choosing careers over husbands, and although the U.S. cholesterol rate is on the decline, women still have higher cholesterol than men. Have a look. Pediatricians encourage new mothers to breastfeed their babies for at least 6 months, citing numerous health benefits to both mother and child. Breastfeeding proponents further argue that it costs nothing, but professors at the University of Iowa now are challenging that notion. The team analyzed 1,300 first-time mothers in the U.S. who were in their 20s or 30s and who were employed in the year before their first children were born. They found that all experienced earnings losses after giving birth, but long-duration breastfeeders experienced much steeper and more prolonged earnings losses than mothers who breastfed for shorter durations or not at all. The researchers found it's the more affluent mothers who can afford to breastfeed longer term because they come from financially stable homes and marriages. Some are calling for federal legislation to compensate mothers for unpaid labor associated with this type of infant care. Otherwise, formula feeding will continue to be the only realistic option for many women in the U.S. because they simply cannot afford to take that time away from work. American women today receive 57% of all bachelor's and 60% of all master's degrees. That's a lot of smart women. That's a lot of single women, too. Researchers from the University of Texas at San Antonio and the University of Minnesota found the ratio of men to women dramatically alters women's choices about career and family. When men are scarce, women delay having children and instead pursue high-paying careers. But the irony is that as women pursue more education and more lucrative careers, it will only get harder to find a husband because a woman's mating standards keep increasing as she becomes more educated and wealthy, further decreasing the number of suitable suitors. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention surveyed 6,000 adults in 2009 and 2010 and found a 27% decline over 10 years in the number of adults with high cholesterol. Only 13.4% of U.S. adults have high cholesterol, and even though totals are down across the board, women's levels are higher than men's. More than 14% of women have high cholesterol compared to 12% for men. The CDC couldn't be certain of the explanation for the downward trend, but believe better diet, more exercise, and the increased use of prescription drugs to lower the risk of heart attacks may be part of the reasons why. That wraps up your .mp4, Her Week in Health. Join me here at .mp4.com every Friday as we recap the latest in women's health.